Hello ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven. Welcome back to Ogre Battle 64. Time to head on to Jules Hills. Now, I did some training in between episodes, and there are some people who got advanced classes, including Sophia, but in just a moment I'll describe that. Scene 20, Brigade of Radiant Cross. So Sophia is now a Siren, so we finally unlocked that class. Still haven't unlocked Archmage, though. Lodis delivered an official address in Winea. What did they say? They are planning to temporarily annex Palatinus to protect its people from the activities of the Revolutionary Army. Once the kingdom regains stability, the status of independence will be returned to Palatinus. Who would believe that? They're just trying to justify their invasion. It's not necessarily untrue. It is a fact that this kingdom and its people have been upset by our actions. The nobles who feel that they will lose their social status, and those who are indifferent to what is going on around them, they will gladly accept Lodis as their savior. But Lodis also declared that there will be no peace accord with the Revolutionary Army. This made contact with the Eastern Orthodox Church even more difficult. Oh goody, more problems. In the meantime, let's get started on battle plans. In the west lies Fort Bergia. We will use it as our headquarters. Oh great, a neutral town right in our way. Our destination is Gunther Hall Station, located a day and a half northeast. We must take control of Gunther Hall. Let me give you a short geography lesson. Jules Hills is the crossroads between Alva, Capitrum, and Latium. To reach Capitrium, you must pass through Gunther Hall. Our intelligence indicates enemy troops are marching on Fort Bergiga. Enemy troops are also reported in the vicinity of Gunther Hall Station. They're desperate to keep us from the Eastern Orthodox Church. Things will get hectic there very quickly. We should plan accordingly. Nothing will be easy now that Lodis is mobilized. Be careful. He's actually making a very important point. In this mission, we will find ourselves in a rather bad situation. Early aggression from the enemy. We can only believe in what we are doing and continue forward. So, that means we need to be careful about where we're going and how we get there. And this was a big map, so expect multiple episodes today, if you weren't already. Okay, so we don't want to head northeast right away. For obvious reasons, say hello to Amdelm is the shop of this area, so looks like that's something we'll have to deal with after. Alright, down here is another neutral town, so obviously we're ignoring that. So to the northeast is Kurashino, lawful. And to the northwest is Muji, also lawful. And Muji is going to be important for after this area. There are also several items that are going to be very important to get, including a stone sword, titanium mail, bloodstained robe, and battle mail. Not battle mail, battle fan, which is extremely important to the princess class. Alright, so now that I've gotten a good idea for what's going on, we need lawful but not overly lawful characters, which makes Ankaseth. Let's get Leia. Send Leia to the northwest for now, and Troy to the northeast. Once they get on their way, I'll start sending other folks out. I'll head out with Troy, bolt back Leia up. Morris, you're going east. Wind is going northwest. Vega. It's pretty much a left-right kind of formation for how you deal with the all the units that you've got now. Bad guy, dispatching and keeping at base, and Ankaseth. heading northwest. And bad guy, I do want to give you an order, which is to look that way. Alright, so no obvious attacks at the moment, but we still need to be careful. Hopefully with Kojiro here, we'll be able to have him move anywhere where we need most. It just occurred to me, I need all these people to move in a specific pattern, don't I? Yep. I'm gonna need them all to move around that town. If I don't specifically order them to do it, they won't. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Alright. I keep pressing the wrong button out of instinct. Troy! Do it that way. That's much better. And I'm already in the lead. I think one of my items I'm holding makes me slightly faster. Alright, so first we have Dylan and Ivan, 2 Knight Templar units that are purely Knight Templar. Ivan. And you're a Knight Templar with Paladins and Archers. Alright, so a couple of essentially neutral units. Anybody can go fight them, which is good. I also want to keep them from taking the neutral town. Elliot, who are you? You are, ooh, a Bahamut and a Platinum Dragon, so very lawful. So that means Morris is going to have to take you on. Brian. Ugh, extremely defensive with those priests. Alright, so Bolt, hold off for just a second. And Leia, same with you. I need wind in front. As for this little group of friends, Vega, take front and center. The rest of us will start holding off. Troy, you also take front and center. And Morris, you will take the back row. No, Elliot. There we go. Alright, everybody else should be fine for now. Bolt and Leia should start heading north again. And there. Uh-oh. What are you doing? He seems to be breaking off from the rest of them and doing something on his own, and I'm not entirely sure as to what. So yeah, more Knights Templar. They're going to be a running theme. I mean, now that Lodis is in charge of Palatinus. And there's Sophia's advanced magic, Dark Quest. So I looked up some of the requirements for units that for special unit characters, I should say, that I don't have yet. This includes a Vampire, a Lich, Princess, and Dragoon. Princess and Dragoon cannot be unlocked yet. In fact, I don't think Princess can be unlocked until the very end of the game, if my guides are correct. That said, the Dragoon can be unlocked soonish. We're within a couple of scenes of that, I think. And I think I have characters with the stat requirements needed for that. We also are getting close to the Angel Knight and Seraphs, which is good. And I think we will have access to a Lich and a Vampire soon. So, this is the infamous band of heretics. By the order of Pope Saldian, you will be executed by us, the Brigade of Radiant Cross. Philar, Father of all gods, and our Lord Lodis, grant us your blessings. Yes, your religious adamantism is admirable, I suppose. Anyway, get out of our way. We have a world to save. Well, not saving the world. We're just saving a country, I suppose. And yes, the ninja in this group did finally upgrade, and Asnabil still cannot because he does not have a Valiant Mental. A shame. And Plasma Storm! Zap! Aw, oh, darn it, he blocked it. That's no good. They're gonna just heal over all our damage now. Ooh, don't crit my ninja. And... Elemental Pedra. Let's see you heal over this. Darn it, it's just hitting the 3 people they're going to heal. Oh well. We did enough damage that should finish him off. Awesome! And paralyzed. Very good. We're making progress. Alright, so let's see who's guarding the town that Wind and Leia and all them are headed for. Shall we? Hannibal the Paladin. Neutral enough that I don't really care. So Wind. Keep going after him. And the rest of you are good. And Wind found the stone sword, which is awesome. Which is exactly what I was looking for, and I knew it would be on that path. Now I still have to worry about Titania Mail, which is northeast of Castle Ishel, Bloodstained Road, which is on a road that we'll be crossing at some point, and the Battle Fan, which is southwest of Belezebub, across the river apparently, according to my notes. Boom! Dead. Alright, so we're looking good, and we managed to attack them from the side, so they're at a disadvantage. Yep, we're going to do awesome. And the reason why Sophia's still on Book of Bane is because the Book of Bane is actually, of the books you have available, is more powerful than the other elemental books. So that's why I still have her on it. Though you have to be careful because certain evil type enemies, well, I don't know if they're actually considered evil type, that's just the word we're going for on it, is they're going to be resistant to a Bane type attack. Bane elemental attack, I should say. You're crossing through the... What's going on here? Uh-oh, flying in it. Gotta keep my eye on him. Alright, so be very careful if you attack this group from behind, because you're gonna give that Bahamut perfect opportunity to hit you with his big breath attack. From now, the Sacred Breath alone isn't much of a threat. See, we can survive that easy. Come on, a little progress, guys. I want to see one of them dead before they have a chance to really hurt us. And if you're wondering why I'm not using one of these Valkyries in the back row, that's because as soon as that archer upgrades to a Diana, she's going to be in the back row anyway. So I don't see a point in only having in not having a T formation like I do right now, when the formation's going to change once the advanced masterclass unlocks. One of them, darn it. Come on, hopefully you can intercept. I really don't want him to capture that town. I've got enough issues with my alignment as is. My chaos frame, I should say. We've got him in a perfect position. And we even killed one of the cataphracts. Awesome. That's one of the benefits of cataphracts in general, is that since they're almost always a frontline unit, they're rarely going to be hit by magic, which is their weakness. So approaching the enemy from behind allows us to put the cataphract in the back row, which allows us to unleash the full power of our magic on him. Awesome. Making so much progress. The Needle of Light is the last item we need for a Seraph/Angel Knight, so I need to look into that and the exact process of unlocking one. So I don't know that quite yet though, so I'll get to it soon. In the meantime, hopefully Wind will be able to finish this unit off nice and easily. And paralyze the Cataphract. Not gonna complain. And she ended up healing the Cataphract instead of herself. That's odd. Maybe it's a percentage of lost hit points and I was wrong, but I could have sworn I tested my theory about how the healing AI is targeted at some point. Alright, alignment down, levels up, everybody's happy. Except Aznabel, who can't become a Black Knight yet. And Cup of Life. Alright, Troy is getting his unit out of the way. Ow. Ow. Okay, we should be in a very good position. The healing they do, though, is going to counter most of our damage because Troy's unit. LOL. Poor Troy. But our healing is more than enough for whatever tiny damage they're dishing out. Wait, I've fought this formation almost the exact same way before. It was, it took Troy like 5 or 6 attempts to actually kill the unit entirely. I think that was cut out from one of my earlier cleanup crew edits that I did. So you guys didn't see it. But now you get to! Welcome to the pain that is Troy's unit trying to fight a healing heavy one. So during one of the cleanup crew cuts that I did in a previous episode, Troy ended up fighting a unit that was the exact same formation as this one, and it took just as long now as it did then to actually kill the unit. What I cut out was probably 5 or 6 constant battles where I could do nothing to help, nothing to influence, and I had nothing to say. So I just cut it out because it was extremely boring. But from it we got the Yomogi Gyu, which I think is something a Swordmaster would use. In the meantime, we've got 2 flying units on their way, a Voltan with 2 Wyverns, and some other various issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and move myself forward and Troy forward, while everybody else keeps to their jobs. Wind, oops, not what I meant to do. Though I need to tell Bolt something to do soon anyway. Bolt and Ankaseth need to hold back so Leia can get the attack and the liberation. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for letting me know, guys. Come on, that's gonna be close. Alright, Kodro managed to stop him. That's my guy, Kodro. And Bahamut's still in the front because they attacked from the side. Excellent. Kodro laughs at your pathetic breath attack. Sick 'em, boys. Apologies for the silence, I had a bit of a sneeze. So, awesome. Dog leveled up. There's still a Knight Templar left. We're doing good. No, Kodro, you're fine. You don't need to keep going. Let's move you over this way. Morris, I want to be very certain that you're not going to accidentally capture that town. Holy cow, that's 3 flying units. Alright, Kimball the Voltan. Bad guy the Voltan. And this other Voltan. So I'm gonna need Morris here. I'll have Vega clean up that last 1 hit point Templar, I think. And they're all gonna be nice and fresh at this point. Bolt. Ankaseth. Looks like Wind is gonna attack that unit, and once he's done, I'll pull him away. Awesome. Okay, this should all go beautifully, even with the 2 witches. I'm gonna field pause so I already know it's set up and ready to go. Oh my, that was a lot of damage, and Dio is at much weaker hit points than I thought he was. Alright, Firestorm. And chuckled. That's bad. That's one of my main damage dealers. Recovered, but he still is gonna get hit again. Oof. Dio can survive, though. They have only one more attack. And unless it's a crit. If it's a crit, then I'm in trouble. And, of course, the Ninja Master is again paralyzed. Good. Paladin avoided hitting Dio. Dio has time to back off. And we pushed them away, so Leia should be the one liberating the town and finishing off that unit. Alright. Everything's coming up my way. What is... I need to pay more attention to that unit. Bad guy. Come out of your stronghold for a little bit. Dang it! Looks like Kojiro will have to finish off that one hit point unit. Bad guy had... Ignore my last order. Liberated Kurashino. Awesome. And now take some time to rest, because you need it. Jules Hill separates Latia Malba and Capitrio. This is where the wealth and regions are divided as well. The wealthiest of the regions is, of course, the Central Division, but, we're not too concerned about that at the moment, and Morris... Darn it. He needs to rest. Vega, you need to rest too. This is bad. We're in a bad situation in the east. There's way more flying units than I expected, and I might lose the neutral town, and I really don't want that to happen. Almost got the Paladin dead. And nice Thunder Flare. Of course, you can tell the magic resistance that the Witch has is far superior than the Knight's. Ugh, lots of damage, though. Don't Slumber Mist me! No! I need her damage. And Paralyzed too. Well, if you're going to only hit one character in the unit, I suppose. She's not paralyzed anymore. Ugh, sleep paralysis. That's a really scary thing to have. Like, that's a legit thing people can have, and it's a pretty scary thing to... So you wake up and you can't move at all. I'll stop describing it there because it's actually a really scary thing to have happen, and I don't want to terrify folks with my description of it. Alright, Wind. You go to the Stronghold too, because you need to rest. Captured! Dang it, Leia! Alright, well this is somewhere we're gonna have to go afterwards. In the meantime, the Brigade of Radiant Cross are followers of Philar. They're willing to lay down their lives to fulfill Pope Saldien's wishes. That's what I call blind faith. Or soldiers, I suppose, in an army. But maybe there's some distinction we're missing. In the meantime, everybody needs to go there and rest up. Alright, go after him. Which should also run you right into the Voltan. I've managed to push away one of the Voltans and scared him away because, you know, beefy, strong, constantly losing to dragons. I'm still trying to get that Pedra. I haven't. Tiny bit of XP for Kojiro because he's overleveled, but oh well. Bloodstained Robe. Awesome. Bloodstained Robe is a required material for a special class, the special class of Lich, which we might be getting. Now the funny thing about the Lich is its requirements are purely equipment based. They aren't stat based, and their stat growths aren't great. So the thing is, they're really good early game unit, but at this point in the game, they're not terribly useful. So I might not be getting them. I will have all the equipment ready though, just in case. That said, stop fire breathing my Cerberus cells. That said, I will make sure to get all the stuff you need to get them and tell you how to do it. Which the how-to is essentially equip those items onto someone, I believe, and have them die. There you go. But we also need a thing called a Ring of the Dead, which we do not have access to quite yet. Alright, I need to chase down this guy. Yes, I know you're there. Morris. Wakey wakey. I need you down here too. Come on, you can hit, you can get him, you can catch him. The longer he's in that marsh, the more likely he is to just... Yes, alright. The more likely he is to get away because he's flying over the marsh. So I will have a disadvantage in the marsh because I don't have any characters in my unit that are good in a marsh. And he won't be at a disadvantage because he's flying. So keep that in mind. Wait, I don't think you get disadvantages from terrain. I think you only get advantages. But flying, I think, considers every terrain an advantage. I'm not 100% sure on that mechanic. It's not something that I found detailed very well in guides. Or that I glossed over it. Anyway. Not terribly worried about fighting this unit. We're obviously doing well. And we've got another round of attacks to go. And everything comes out my way. Apparently my priest is a slightly lower level than everybody else. Alright, hold there. Vega, turn around for just a second, would you, dear? There you go. Try and finish off that unit. It only has a griffin left. You should be fine. And dead. Cool, cool. Our archer leveled up. Hopefully I just need to use a few of the things that they give her a lower alignment so that she can catch up with everybody else. And it looks like I'm fighting that last unit. If you're just gonna run into me when I'm standing in your way, then works for me. So after this, it might be cleanup crew time because I've got a lot of units to kill. Well, 2 or 3 actually, because I'm probably gonna... I might have to clean up this unit. I'm not entirely sure now, since I practically one-shot the fairy. Oh no, wind shot! I'm so scared. Magic missile, please show mercy. Yeah, no. Anybody still using a fairy this late in the game really needs to reconsider their strategies. Just saying. Ow. Also, ow. Alright, so we got their leader, so the rest should be easy to clean up for anybody who needs to. So, while the cleanup crew finished up, apparently Deacon here decided to start charging. Knight Templar flanked by 2 Sirens and 2 Witches. Interesting. So, I'm going to be sending Troy out to meet him, because Troy needs some more experience. Morris and Vega were still on their way back to the base to after cleanup crew stuff was done. Also, speaking of stuff being done, in the northwest, I had Leia clean up that spare Paladin unit. Now it's time for everybody else to head north. Ankaseth is going to have to be the one to try and liberate the castle. Alright, so who's not moving? Leia? You're not moving. There we go. Alright, so northwest should be fine for now. I'll just have to micromanage who gets in front towards the end. And Troy is meeting Deacon. And since the leader's completely exposed, this shouldn't be a problem. Those witches are going to be quite annoying. And the first thing they do is sleep my healer. And fireball Vad. Don't focus fire Vad. No, you're not supposed to focus fire him. Ice field. Owie. Okay, so they still have another ice field, another offensive magic, and maybe 1 Templar attack? I haven't noticed if their back row attacks twice or not. I don't suppose it matters now. Ow, fireball. Haha, bad. Vad mocks your pathetic attempts at damage. And I mock your pathetic attempt at surviving. Lightning Bird, sicker! Oh wow. She's a stiff breeze will knock her over now. But we still took a lot of damage. Vad needs some rest. Without our healer, he's kind of exposed.